one of the coworkers, I don't remember if it was Steph or Mary, they were like texting, they're like, guys, I didn't realize that the song counted to 5. And me and the other co-writer were like, dude, that's literally why we wrote it. What are you talking about?
Hey, Tyra, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you? Of
I'm fantastic. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
course. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music, and we'll talk about the new song.
Cool. Sounds good.
Awesome, awesome. I do love the new song. It's very detailed story.
Yeah.
Hopefully not about a personal experience.
No, it's not true from my experience, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, so you're in Nashville, is that what I read?
Yes, I am in
Awesome.
Nashville.
A little bit south of Nashville.
Oh, nice. Where?
Like Williamson County-ish, or like Thompson Station area?
Okay, yeah, yeah, cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so
Wonderful.
are you up in actually in Nashville?
Yeah, I'm like downtown.
Oh, right on. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Are you born and raised here?
No, I'm from Kentucky, a small town called Pine Top. But I've lived here 7 years in Nashville. So yeah.
Okay. Well, what was it like growing up in that small town in Kentucky?
I think small towns have their perks. Obviously, the people, just having your own built-in support system is really great, and everyone's kind. And
Mhm.
but I find that a lot here in Nashville too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, definitely. Do you come from a musical household at all? Are you the only
yeah.
musician in the
So
house?
yeah, my papa played the harmonica and my uncle played the guitar, and then I grew up singing. I grew up on bluegrass music, and yeah, now I do country music.
Wow. So what age did you start singing? Were you very, very young?
I was like 4.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so young.
Yeah, so pretty young.
And were you in like chorus and choir and all that stuff going through school?
Yeah, yeah. I was in choir in school. I also did musical theater growing up. I'd have to travel like an hour away to do like voice lessons because where I was from didn't offer really that kind of thing. But yeah.
Wow. So your parents would take you like an hour to do voice lessons?
Yeah, voice lessons, and I also dance too. So I would go to dance lessons too.
It's awesome to have supportive parents like that.
Yeah, they're really supportive.
Very cool. Do you play an instrument at all?
Yeah, I play the piano.
Did you start that at an early age, or is that a more recent thing?
Well, I attended Belmont and
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had to take piano classes at Belmont. So, but yeah, I would say I started piano pretty young, but I really took it more seriously when I got to college, I'd say.
Sure. Wow. Okay. So you went to Belmont. That's amazing.
Yeah.
With Before that, were you writing music? Were you writing songs like in high school or anything?
So I started writing when I was 17. So I was a junior in high school, and I would travel back and forth from Nashville to Kentucky back, just to songwrite. And I released my first project, my EP, when I was a junior in college. And now I'm just songwriting more and really honing my craft.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's awesome. So at 17, what kind of drew you into songwriting and then coming down, obviously to Nashville? Did you get like some validation early on, or were you writing songs and showing them to people? Like, how did that kind of start?
I think so. Belmont was actually the only college that I applied to. And I knew, like I told you, I started singing when I was 4, and I knew at a really young age that performing is what I wanted to do. There was nothing else that I was truly passionate about. Like I tried sports to make my mom happy, and I did all that stuff, and there was just nothing that I felt more passionate about than performing. And I would try to take any opportunity to perform that I could, whether I was dancing, whether I was doing musical theater, whether I was on stage singing at festivals or anything like that, singing the national anthem, anything like that. And yeah, I really gained a love for songwriting as well. I love the point of just telling your own story. I think everybody's got their own story to tell. So
Mhm. So
Yeah.
you started then writing at 17, like in coming down to Nashville, did you know people down here? Like how did you even get your foot in the door?
Yeah, so I knew a girl named Britt Taylor. She's actually from my hometown, and she'd been down here a while before me, and she had a publishing deal. So she was like the first person I ever wrote with, that um, my first way into the songwriting community. And then
Okay.
from then, I would just write with people I went to school with. Like Belmont was filled with so many talented, business people and songwriters and artists. And yeah, I tried to take advantage of that.
For sure. So you said that was the only school you applied to.
Yeah.
Did you go in for songwriting or music?
I
Like,
was a voice major.
oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a good thing I got in, because if I wouldn't have got in, I would have been taking a gap year. I mean,
Yeah.
it would have been fine, but like, you know,
Yeah. If you would have just done community or something else until you could reapply. Yeah.
I guess I would have just taken a break. I have no idea. Or maybe just went ahead and moved here and
Yeah. Done it
started
anyway.
inserting myself into the community here. I don't really know.
Well,
Guess
we don't have to worry about it now, right? So you said you put out your first record, or you said EP when you were a junior in college?
Yeah, a junior in college. And actually you can't really listen to it anymore, because I took it off the platforms because it's really not my sound anymore. Uh,
Right.
I sound like a baby on notes. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. So
Yeah, was that something you worked on with other people at Belmont, or like tell me about writing that first EP?
actually, yeah, that first EP was like what I said, with Brit and the
Oh,
girl in
okay.
my hometown,
Yeah.
and her co-writers that she knew. A lot of those songs were from that. They
Oh,
were
cool.
all, I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's been so long since I've seen the EP, but I'm pretty sure I was a writer on every one of them. I think so. Yeah. I
Okay.
didn't do any outside cuts then. I was just
Just writing
started
for
songwriting.
yourself. Yeah. Are you doing like that? Are you doing that now? Writing for other people?
It just depends. I'll write with anyone normally, at least, once. And it's just the kind of thing where it's like, oh, are we writing for you? Like, I don't care if we write for me. Most of the time it is me, because I'm most of the time the artist in the room.
Hmm.
But it's just what everyone's feeling. I think that's the cool thing about music, is writing about what you're feeling in that time of your life.
Sure. So you put out that EP junior college. Were you playing around Nashville as well when you did that, or was it just like, okay, I'm gonna put
Yeah,
these
I
songs down
played
and
some
put it out?
writers rounds, but after I graduated college, I really started playing writers rounds a lot. Um, I think it's just like I said, inserting yourself into this Nashville community, because
Hmm.
you know there's so many people here, and
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm sure it gets overwhelming for especially new people moving here. It's like, okay, I'm here. Like everyone says, move to Nashville, and now what do I do? It's like, it's meeting those first people and kind of just starting the domino, I guess, of a circle or creating people to write with.
yeah, yeah. And I've been really lucky. I've found people I really, really enjoy writing with. It's just meeting those people and making that connection. It's kind of like a blind date at first too.
Sure.
It's wild. It's like you go into this room, you never met this person before, and you're literally telling them your whole life.
Right.
It's so vulnerable, but it's so therapeutic at the same time.
Hmm. Like, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. Now tell me some of your darkest secrets or your most vulnerable stories so we can write it down
Yeah.
in a song
Or like,
together.
my favorite question is, are you dating anyone? Ask every time, because they're either like, okay, we're gonna either write a breakup song or we're gonna write a love song. There's two ways to go.
That's so funny. So once you had graduated, were you trying to get a publishing deal? Like what was your goal after you had graduated?
So I graduated in 2019. I
Oh
graduated
my
right
gosh.
when COVID hit. So that was like hard on me, because you at the time you couldn't perform out live, and every co-write you had to have was over Zoom.
Oh
And I
yeah.
did a couple Zoom writes, but I just couldn't, like, I couldn't get into it. I am more of like a people person and like face-to-face person. And like, it's easier for me to write when I'm in the same room as someone than over Zoom. Like I've done
Mhm.
it. It's fine, but I prefer to be in a room with someone. And but during that time, like I said, COVID completely shut everything down. I had just graduated college. You know, I had played some writers rounds in college, but not near as many as I play now. And I had to figure out like, what am I gonna do for my career right now? And I think everyone hit that point too. They're like, what do? We can't sing out. What are we gonna do? And I took to social media, I took to TikTok, and I
Mhm.
tried to grow my audience on there. So
You had a
yeah,
massive, a viral moment there on TikTok with,
it did.
one of
Right
your
girl, wrong
songs.
time. Yeah, right
Yeah.
at the wrong time. So before that, I posted this cover of Driver's License by
Okay.
Olivia
I
Rodrigo.
live
It
earlier, yeah.
just came out. Yeah. And I'd seen people like other artists like doing well on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, let's try this thing out. Never heard of the app before. Like I felt so old. And like I'm 26. I'm not old, but like I felt
I
old.
was gonna say, I'm old, you're
No,
young.
but on the app, it made me feel so old. I'm like, I don't know how to work this. And had to figure it out, obviously. But sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, no, you're saying that you had a viral moment with, or you're
Yes,
talking about
yes,
Olivia Rodrigo, the cover of
yes.
Driver's License.
So I posted this cover of Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, and it was one of my first videos to go viral. And I think it was like 16K views or something, which is like, I was like, whoa, like this app actually works.
Yeah, no,
I was
that's
like,
rad though.
I'm gonna post an original song. Like, I've got some followers and I'm gonna introduce people to who I am, who's Tyra. And I had just posted Right Girl Wrong Time. I remember I was going to dinner with like a friend, and I say in the video, hey, this is my song. It's called Right Girl Wrong Time. It's a song you scream in your car, just like Driver's License. And I just remember coming home from that dinner and I had like 30K views, and I was like, oh my God, like it's doing so good. And now it's like at over 4 million views, which is like crazy. And
That's insane to think about, right? How
it
many people that is.
it was absolutely wild. And then I was like, okay, TikTok works. Like I'm gonna use this as my advantage.
Yeah, and but even getting people to, I mean, you could have a viral moment, right? Even, with your song. So Right Girl, Wrong Time does well on TikTok, but getting people to then leave that app and then go to Spotify and then stream the song. I mean, it has
Yeah.
almost it has over 6 million streams on Spotify alone. Like, was the song out already at that point?
Yeah.
Or
So
was it kind of, tell
so
me about that?
I love that you say that because I don't think some people think about that, but it is so hard. Like, especially with me putting out new music now, it's like, okay, here's my song, go pre-save it, go stream it. And like you said, it is going from app to app, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's like a call to action. It's hard.
Yeah, people are lazy. They don't want to click something else.
It's
Like,
hard
oh,
to
now
get
this
people to
other
do
app's gonna open up.
that. So I was lucky because the song was already out. It had been out for somebody's mowing their lawn.
All good.
The song had been out for like a year
Okay.
before I posted that on TikTok. So I was lucky because when it blew up, it got to number 4 on the iTunes charts, and the streams just like went up because it was already out and they could go listen to it. It
Right.
was wild.
That is crazy. But I mean, again, but having people, they like the song enough, right, to leave the app and go listen to it
Yeah.
elsewhere
It's so
instead of.
it's so different because about that one, I wasn't, I for my songs I promoted after that, I was actually trying to get people to stream it. From that time, I was just telling people, here's my song. I wrote it, check it out. I didn't expect it to go viral. I didn't expect anything
Mhm.
of it. And yeah, it just happened, and it was crazy. It was like a huge whirlwind in my life.
No, I bet. I mean, that had to be obviously validating, but probably pretty life-changing when you have that many
Yeah,
people and eyes on you, like, "Oh, whoa, hey,
it was
what's
very
Tyra
validating.
doing?"
I describe my career as a roller coaster. There's lows and there's highs. And at that time, obviously it was a high, but then it was like when it went a little down, I'm like, okay, what can I do to get back up? It's
Right.
I feel like this career is very um challenging, and it's like, what can I do to be better? I don't think it's ever settling.
Yeah, somebody told me, you never arrive. Like, you're just
Yeah.
always yeah. You're like, "Okay, I wanna get 1,000,000 streams," and then you get there, and it's like, "Well, now I want
Like
2,000,000,000,"
now I
and
want
then
2 million.
yeah. So you just never you're constantly just chasing the next thing, which is great, and that's how a lot of creative minds work. If you were like, "Okay, I got that one, I'm gonna hang it up, I'm done," you know, then what? You know,
Exactly. But I do like, I have to remind myself to celebrate my milestones, because, it is impressive to have as many streams as I do as an independent artist. I'm doing it all on my own. Now I have a great team behind me, but then I didn't have anything. It was just me posting on social media, doing what I could do at the time. And
Mhm.
yeah, I have to remind myself to celebrate milestones.
Yeah, no, 100%. We all do, I think, 'cause then you start looking back, you're like, "Oh, this one only had this many thousand streams." It's like,
Because
well,
it seems
maybe
like,
5 years prior to that, you would have been never in a million years would have thought like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have a song that's gonna have 6,000,000." Like, I mean,
yeah.
it's those things that you have to look back on. There's a great quote about that, but I can't remember right now, so I'm not even gonna, try to try to recite it. But, so you had that song out, like, tell me about like, you had the song already up. You said it had been out for already, like, a year, so you had written the song a while before
Mm.
and put it out, and then it goes wild, and then at that point, I'm sure are people reaching out to you like, "Oh, hey, like, we're some blah, blah, blah label, or we're from this management company." Was that overwhelming?
I would say overwhelming. I think it was exciting because it was like my first taste of like the music industry, like truly.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I had a few label meetings, and I didn't end up with a record deal yet, but it definitely introduced them to who I am and put me on their radar, which
Mhm.
is cool.
Right, yeah. And did that like, when you put out your next song, were you like, "Okay, does it need to sound like what I did there?" Or were you just had already began like, that wasn't even a thought? It was like, "I'm just gonna keep doing what I do."
No, it wasn't even a thought. Like my thing is, if I feel like I'm always looking for ways to be different, but I feel like if I'm just 100% myself, that's good enough,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Uh-huh.
And so no, I didn't change anything. I just stayed true to myself and kept writing about things that I was passionate about and singing things that I was passionate about. And yeah, I there was really no direction but just being myself.
Mhm. What would you say another big milestone has been in your career, like, after between putting that out and now?
That's a good question. I would probably say the live shows I've gotten to play.
Mhm.
Opening for Nelly was really cool, and Priscilla Block.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
That was really fun. I would say the people I've gotten to open for recently, um, you know, I got to open, for Maddie and Tay, and Larry Fleet was really awesome. That was recently, and I'm opening for Dylan Carmichael July 1st, so next weekend. And
Yeah, wow.
yeah, so I would say definitely the shows I've gotten to play.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. And you haven't obviously the new song, Plead the Fifth it's a great song, and I listened to it and I was like, "Okay, like, this is a great story. I hope it's not not a true one, but, it's
You're
not
like,
only
I
for
don't know if
the
I want to interview this girl.
no, but not even that. I mean, I get the reason behind it, but it's like when you hear like, 3 years and like the just the story behind how the person, what was happening to them, like makes me I was like, "Oh, shit, I hope that's not wasn't ever happening to her," obviously. you aren't going to be like, yeah, I committed this crime and I'm going to write a song about it. But like,
Well, that's
yeah.
the thing about Plead. It says ain't saying I didn't, ain't saying I did. And that's the part I like about the song is
Yeah.
that I never reveal if I did it or not. You
Right.
never know. And I don't say that because I plead the fifth. That's like what the point of the song is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I kind of like the mystery aspect about it.
No, it's a great song. Tell me about writing it. Like, how recent was that?
I wrote it, was it a year and a half ago, maybe? But I wrote it with two women named Mary Heather Hickman and Stephanie Joyce. And they're just two badass women. And I was like, what should we write about? And they're really good, like fictional, especially storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, let's write about this. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, let's do it. And we wrote it. And I was like, this is a smash. It was fun. And I don't know if you noticed, but the verses count to 5, which I think is really cool.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I have to go back and listen. That's another little Easter egg in there. I didn't notice.
Yeah. It counts 1, 2, 3, 4. I plead the 5th. So.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because one of the coworkers, I don't remember if it was Steph or Mary, they were like texting, they're like, guys, I didn't realize that the song counted to 5. And me and the other co-writer were like, dude, that's literally why we wrote it. What are you talking about? I'm like,
that's
what do
funny.
you need? Hey, I'm blonde, don't get me wrong, but I knew
you knew you were counting to 5 in the
I knew we were counting to 5 when we wrote the song.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you working? I mean, do you have other music coming out soon? I mean, if a year and a half ago, I'm sure you've got a ton of stuff in the pipeline ready to come out.
A single in July and probably another single after that. And then in hopes an EP in the fall.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
That is really exciting. Are you writing like, do you have sessions like all the time, like daily, or is it something?
No, I wouldn't say I write every single day. I would say I at least probably have one write a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm not on a publishing deal, so that's not my only job. I'd say if I'm not writing on some days, I'll be either making videos or having a show like a round or a live band show or out of town for a show or something. I'm always doing something, whether it's songwriting or not.
Amazing. Do you have, aside from the show coming up, and you said the first week of June or July, do you have any other shows around around Nashville or anything else coming up?
Yeah, I'm playing Bus Call tomorrow and a round before that at Live Oak at 4, and then Bus Call tomorrow at 9:30.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So I have 2 shows tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Tyra, for doing this. I appreciate your time today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I have one more question before I let you go. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
I would just say find your sound, because it took me a while to find my sound, but I think I've finally found it. And like I said, just like be yourself. Like that's enough. You have your own story to tell it. And if you have a dream to do music, then no dream is too big, and don't wonder life what if. That's what I'd say.